I'm definitely going to need a drink for this. Jesus Christ.
Weird flex. Weird flex.
What, getting a drink? How's that a weird flex?
Popping out the proper 12. Oh, look. Oi.
I can't even fucking open it, tell you that. I'm fucking weak. I'm weak. Right, so what...
How have you not took the lid off?
Because it's the first time. It's a special occasion, bro. What do you mean? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that.
So when was the first proper time we met? Like
I-62?
No, but like...
Oh, like when we spoke?
Yeah, like... It couldn't have been the time I DM'd you. I'm sure
it was. No, it 100% was. You were in desperation mode, and you didn't know I was floating in the wilderness. You were in desperation mode, and you were like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to message this guy, and I'm gonna look like an asshole messaging him, but I need to message him because fuck me if I don't, this is gonna get ugly." And then I swooped in like a fucking bald eagle, and just saved the day. That's exactly what happened.
I wouldn't say saved, because then when we went to I-62, we got nearly double rounded.
We did not nearly get. We nearly beat. We should have beat Revolt in that.
Should have.
And then we smoked Fusions in that, and then we played Dylan Cod close. Like I-62 was more successful than London.
Yeah, but London was just not an event. Well, that event didn't go right at all.
No.
from the drive down there, that event didn't go right.
my journey there was pleasant. I'll tell you that. Like I woke up, I felt good. Louise drove me and Dale to the airport, and then no delays. Checked in, got a pint, and then on the plane, 40-minute flight, easy. Bit of a bastard landing though. Bit of a bastard.
I don't know how you can just go on a plane for 40 minutes.
Well, I'd rather go on a plane to London for 40 minutes than fucking drive 6 hours.
Nah, because
every day of the week.
The drive was pretty good.
There's no way in hell.
Until we got to the first place where like we was made homeless. Like I was like, I really don't want to drive to London ever again.
Yeah, because yous got there. We didn't even see what that shit looked like when yous got there, because we were at the, like, you know, the bridge that you cross, like, if, like, you know where all the pros stayed in that little centre. Yeah. We were there, and then obviously yous were on the phone, and I'll never forget it. Phoning you, yo, we'd be mugged off, and you're like, "Fuck off, you're like."
I was fuming. I went on that phone to that guy. I rang him, and I was like, "What the fuck do you mean you've cancelled on us? Bro, like, I've just drove 6 hours to London, and you're making me fucking homeless."
Bro, I was on the phone to him in the little waiting area after Dale had checked us in and got us our wristbands, and I'm sat in the fucking... It's in the documentary. You can see me with my fucking... I'm in Karen mode, bro. I've got my legs crossed, and I've got my phone, and I've got my hand on my chin, and I'm like... Like, you didn't get enough of the footage, but, like, at the end of the footage, it's me hanging up the phone. I'm like, no, we've got nothing. Fucked.
I was shitting myself at that point. But nothing will beat when we got to the apartment what we end up buying or, like, renting out. And then me just parked outside, and you look
at
out
the window.
I'm like, what the fuck is this day? And I'm not including the hour and a half drive through London.
Yeah, and then the fucking hour we spent looking for a parking space.
I was literally like, we're never gonna find a car parking spot, but then just park came in clutch.
Yeah, but then it was so funny when we found that hotel that was gonna take the car, and we walked in, and we were like that to the two receptionists, like, "Thank you so much."
I was so 60 quid for 2 days or 3 days. I was like, you know what, that's cheap, since I was gonna be paying 200 quid.
Yeah, fucking two, right? And plus, the amount of money I spent on Ubers that weekend, bro, Jesus Christ. Because we got there, the Thursday? Or the Wednesday?
It was Thursday till Monday.
Yeah, that's right, because me and Dale flew home, like, later on in the afternoon on Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take away the homeless part, and you take away the... fuck off, I just got a virus protection thing pop up. Well, that's a little blip on the first episode. But if you take away... You take away the homeless part, the driving around London, try to avoid every single congestion zone known to man, then I would say it was a pretty fun weekend.
No, it was a great weekend. Like,
I had a good time.
The whole videos were great. The only thing I wish now, like, going...
No! Put it back! Put it back! We're all over the place. It's all right, folks. Couple of bits and bobs to be fixed.
It went off on its own.
Right, let's not let that happen again.
Right, it went off on its own. So I don't know how we're going to keep doing that.
Maybe you just need to like have something like open in the background.
Uncopyrighted music on the back.
Yeah, but don't play it though. Just mute it and just have something playing so it won't minimize.
Yeah.
And that way we'll be all right. But yeah, the weekend was great. The content videos was brilliant. The fact that it was documented, even though it's shit, like the documentary isn't shit. Like if it was me editing it, it would be edited different. And that's no disrespect to Dale or anything. I still appreciate the fact that he did that for us.
Yeah, because it was like a narrator more than anything. It was like he was narrating it.
I'll be forever in his debt because like I can always go and like relive that weekend just from that video. Like it's super cool to have. Like you can't, like most amateur teams that were doing things like that, they can't say they have that. They've just got like little clips and photos and that.
Yeah,
we've got photos, we've got a full feature length 45-minute documentary, we've got the trivia videos. Like we got some great moments for that weekend. It was awesome.
That's why when I go traveling, that's what I want to do. Like I literally that's why I want my drone.
Yeah,
like I want my camera, and I want to vlog my experience, but not for views, not to like show up to the world, just so I can put it on YouTube and be like, right, this is what I've done when I go traveling. Like
you can always look back on it. It's like a fucking show reel of your life.
Like literally that's all I want.
Which is pretty
fun, and like I gotta talk. Because with the job that I'm doing now, when I'm talking to customers, I'm explaining like my plan, and some customers literally just laugh at you. They're like, "Yeah, of course you're going to go traveling for 5 years because of Rona and all that." Yeah, they're like, "Nah, you ain't going to do that." And when I actually describe my plan, what I've got, my 5-year plan to do 2 in Australia, 2 in New Zealand, and then somewhere in Asia, they're literally like, "Holy shit! Like this guy has got his act together where he wants to go." Oh, if it changes, but like some customers are like really like intrigued about me going, and they're like, make a YouTube channel and like we'll subscribe to you.
Yeah, because they can then follow your journey with you.
Yeah, like they've like, there's some customers who are really just making like putting more pressure on me to go myself, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But it's one of those situations where like they're probably doing that because they know for themselves that they would. I bet it's all older people that are like, fucking do it.
Yeah, middle age. Yeah, and so it's like they always say
they'll be in a situation of like, shit, this kid is like in his prime, like he's making money, he's saving up, he's got no responsibility other than his job and his dog and his mum. That's really his 3 main responsibilities: is take care of your dog, take care of yourself, and take care of your mum, and then everything else is like taken care of, and you can then just go on this crazy fucking experience. And they probably wish that they'd be able to do something like that themselves, and that's probably why they push you as hard as they do, because they know how much of an experience and a benefit it will be for your life. Like you'll learn so much. It'll be a life-changing experience.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
And like, I'll be coming out and seeing you. Like whatever you like.
I was thinking about that because my brother wants to come now. My brother's saying that he's going to come out for a year.
Yeah.
In the first year, which I'm happy with because like
you've got a company.
Going on your own. Like I'd like to go on my own just to get me out of that comfort zone. Like it's a fucking mad thing to do, to say that you've gone to the other side of the world on your own.
Yeah,
but like
crazy.
if you come out, you're coming out for at least 6 weeks.
What, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
yeah, I
would do it when you've been out there for a while and you kind of you've got a little bit of a settle, like you've settled a little bit, like in one place for just a little bit. You've not quite decided. Well, you know where you're going to go next, but you're not quite like
there yet. Do 6 weeks. We're going to do 6 weeks, but we're going to do the full East Coast in 6 weeks if you come. So
East you're going to see
Australia. You're going to see you're going to see the full East Coast of Australia. So you're going to start off in Cairns or start off in Sydney and either work from bottom to top or top to bottom.
If I see a big spider, bro, I am going to
you're gonna, yeah, but that's the point. Like, it's gonna be a good fucking trip. It's gonna be a mint trip.
No, I don't doubt it. Like, plus, if you're going to like somewhere like Australia or New Zealand, you have to go for a month. Like, the commitment just to get there is so huge.
Yeah, and like, the expense of living in Australia is ridiculous. Like, even though they pay you like for farm work, they're paying you like £1,000 a month.
But it's one of those ones like
£1,000 a year a week just to fucking.
But like people like always like my mum went when my mum and dad went to before coronavirus, like probably like maybe 3 or 4 months before shit got crazy, and they did like Germany, Sweden, and Austria. They did all 3 of them, like and it was something my mum always wanted to do. And she says like Germany was nice, Austria she wasn't too crazy about, but Sweden she was like holy shit. And I was like, and obviously she was talking about how everything was just so fucking expensive in Sweden. I was like, you need to remember the average wage of living there is inflated because of how
does,
how expensive like your like normal like materials are. To them that's probably just normal price. To us it's not, because it's fucking shit here, but over there like it's super good economy, super stability. Like the entry level yearly annual fucking wage is probably like 60-70 grand entry level. To us, an entry level fucking salary for a year is like 20 grand, 25 grand. It's fucking criminal, man. Absolutely criminal.
Oh yeah, I said I looked at the farm work, and I think you're coming out with like 36k.
Yeah, for a year like that. And
yeah, for the year, like it's fucking absurd.
And
depending on what farming you do. Yeah, something like I only want to go there to farm.
Yeah.
Like people are like when I speak to people, are like, why do you just want to go and work on a farm? And I went, I was raised on a farm. Like my family is farm. Like I've been like literally raised on a farm. I've been raised with animals.
I tell you what, if there was a farm out there that existed where none of the animals got hurt or anything like that, I'd be the first. I'd throw my CV straight in the door. I was like, you know what? I'll pet your cows all fucking day. Chickens, not a problem. I'll pet them. Where's the donkeys? Get me involved.
I don't mind that sort of shit. Like I don't mind that side of it. Like even if they have to go, they have to go. But
I get that. But like I would 100% be the dickhead that names them all.
Yeah, but that's what they do on Tom Pemberton. They actually name
and like,
they name them, and it's a shame when they go, but
I guarantee you, Tom Pemberton, that I've seen his vlogs, I've seen his dad. I guarantee you his dad sat when Tom was a young kid going to the farm for a day just to see what it was all about, and he's seen his favourite cow, and then I guarantee a month later, they're sat Sunday tea, fucking having the greatest fucking meet of their lives, and then his dad will be like, yo, Tom, remember Daisy? She's in your fucking mouth, son. Do you know what I mean? And like all the years doing that, he's just built up this numbness to it. See, when I went, there's this place in Scotland up in down in Ayr, and it's called Docker Farm Park. I don't think it's like, I don't think it's much anymore. But when I was a kid, that shit, you would love it, man. That place
was the shit,
fucking unreal, bro. There was like big trampoline things, slides, fucking go-karting, everything, and then it was a proper farm on top of all that shit. The guy's a fucking genius. And you go have all this fun with your families, and you would have like an ice cream bit, like a little fucking picnic bit. And you would big hay bales, you could go running about the hay bales and shit like that. And then there'd be the actual farm bit. So you could just cut about. There'd be fucking cows, donkeys, pigs, sheep, lambs, and chickens, and you could pet the cows, bro. This is why I love cows. I've got this memory, and I'm petting this cow, bro. I was probably with this cow for about a good hour, mate. Like me and this cow knew each other by the end of this hour. And he was big old blue tongue, and he was licking my hand, and then he started eating my fucking shirt. But I was like, you know what? What is it to me? It's just a shirt, but to you, you like it. I'll let you eat it. So I was letting him munch away in my fucking shirt, and then we went like 2 years later, and they had this new section, and it was a section for the sheepdog, and then next to the sheepdog section was the puppies for the sheepdog. So like they would keep one puppy, and then they would sell all the other puppies. And I'm like, fuck me, I'm not going home. This place is unbelievable. Docker Farm Park, what a place! What a place!
Yeah, that's what Tom wants to do with his. He actually wants to turn his into like a cafe / petting zoo at the same time.
Get me there.
Which is insane. But like on his Instagram story, like he posted that he's actually going to have his like map on Farming Simulator as well, and I was like, oh no,
install it, get it loaded up.
I was shocked at that point. I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to start playing Farming Sim again. Well, I know that's all I want to do is literally go to Australia and just literally work on a farm. Like I'd like to do more livestock farming, like working like milking cows.
Yeah.
Like 100%, but if it came to the point where I had to like pick strawberries or do banana farming, then get me on it.
Yeah, but like that's something that's like that's one of those things that you'll never ever stress out about or get like anxious about.
But it's just the experience of just doing it. Like,
but if it's like an entry, like pick these berries these days throughout the week, and then maybe in a month we'll get you into maybe helping milk the cows, or even just be there when they're moving the herd. Do you know what I mean? You can just see these things. It's like with anything, foot in the door. Do you know what I mean? You just climb the ladder. Do you know what I mean?
But unfortunately, but you have to do 88 days work. You know, like working on farm or construction to get a second year visa.
That's not even that much though. Like
I know it's 3 months.
That's what I was about to say. It's 3 months, right? Think about it. You could find a farm, right, and you could just fucking boom, instant. Like with the people that run the farm, you're fucking going back and forth like it's nobody's business. They're giving you a place to stay, all this shit. Like that's gonna be the best and quickest 3 months of your life.
Yeah, I said to my brother, I was like, if we go out, I know like you can only do like maybe 1 or 2 years, but like I literally want to work on a farm for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to leave that farm for 6 months.
Yeah, because that'll be your backup
well,
income.
I'm already
as well.
taking
you're taking a good amount of money, and that's
I worked
like...
it out how much I'm going to be taking altogether. I'll be taking just short of 23,000 Australian dollars, which is
Jesus Christ. There you go, folks. There you go. Talk about an ego. Let me just let that one fucking... Let's just let that float in the air and disappear.
It ain't a lot. It ain't a lot.
What do you mean? 20 grand?
Yeah, but it's not a lot because if you put it
we were just talking about the average UK yearly salary. You're just like, yeah, I'm fucking off a UK salary.
Yeah, no, but that's £13,000. Like it's not a lot of money. Like in British terms, I don't think 13 grand's a lot of money.
Oh, you're rich as fuck. You hear this, folks? 13 grand, a lot of money.
But it's not like
13k is a lot of money. You don't think it's a lot of money because you're working all the time, so you know that if you keep working, you're going to get more than 13k. Rewind a couple of years to Dolehead Brownie, 13k. Oh my god!
Yeah, well, that them 2 years were erased. If I could go back to them 2 years when it was literally when we were at London, your boy would have been working. I'd have been fucking traveling 2 years ago if I could.
Nah, to be fair, yeah. But then again, you could be traveling 2 years ago, and then you could be in the middle of somewhere with Rona, no health insurance, nothing. Do you know what I mean? So like, maybe everything happens for a fucking reason.
I like how we always come back to Rona. Like
it's a big thing in the world.
It's the only thing we can talk about because it's the only thing that's in the world.
Well, hold on. It's not the only thing we can talk about. One, we started off this podcast talking about how we met through Call of Duty, and then we went straight on to fucking farms. However, we got onto that fucking thing, and we haven't even covered the vault, what the vault is. Like, we've got this amazing graphic that's been made for us courtesy of Aunt Nala. I'll put all his stuff in the what did they say, the description below.
The description below.
I'll do all that. Like, unbelievable what he's done. I think it's for an entry level podcast. I think it's up there with some of the best graphics I've seen. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Well,
it's definitely one of the best we've ever had.
It's absolutely unreal.
Yeah, 100%. I said, right, go into the vault.
Yeah, on that note, take it away, Mr. Brown. How the fuck did we come up with a vault?
So we were sat in a car one night and just talking because
we just finished watching Toy Story 4, then we watched High School Musical 1, then we watched High School Musical 2.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
And then you said something.
Yeah, so we was like, because we was thinking about a name of like what we could name a podcast. Because me and Stu always wanted to do something together. Like we've done stuff with other to our friends Dan and Alex. We've done a Twitch like live streaming as a group, and it went well, but stuff happened.
Yeah, shit happens. You just move on.
It pied on, right? Yeah. So then it was like me and Stu wanted to do something together. So we went, let's do a podcast. But then it's always trying to think of a name to make the podcast. Like, it's the hardest part about anything, and I think 100%. We was watching something. What?
It was High School Musical, bro.
I know it was, but which part of High School Musical? And it was like we should keep that in a vault. We said something like that.
I'm pretty sure when I was getting all emotional for Gotta Go Your Own Way, and I was like, "This is fucking horrible, man." And then I'm pretty sure she says, "Put it in a vault," and I was like, "Good idea." And then, no, it wasn't right then. It was then like a little bit later, and then you just went, "It's called the vault." And I was just like, oh, shit!
Yeah.
Call the vault!
Yeah, and then the idea behind the graphics, what you'll see on the stream, because I can't see it right now, is literally, my mindset was like, I want a vault what opens up literally halfway, literally what you've got on that screen now with me and Stu, but it was meant to be more of an animated thing. But because we're a bit of a cheapskate,
Hold on a minute, right?
Some initiative, right? Yeah, we thought using our Snapchat bitmojis would make the perfect sense.
Fucking huge brain. Credit where credit's due. I remember showing Louise the fucking the mock-up, and I was showing her the Ricky Gervais show, and we're like, maybe something like this, and she went, she was like, that graphic looks more like Bitmoji graphic, and I was like, you fucking genius.
yeah.
Instantly on the phone, I was texting Jack, it's like, get a Bitmoji right fucking.
And it's just the one where they're out like that. Just looking out like
you'll see at the end of the podcast, guys. I'll once we wrap it up, I'll switch to the screen and you'll see the main logo. Right now, this is just the actual podcast screen. You can see a little bit of a snippet just above us, and then obviously next to Jack there, you can see us just waving. But when we finish up, you'll see the main logo, and it's fucking killer. Nala blew it out of the park.
But literally, like, the idea of the vault, like we basically said, like all we do literally Monday to it must be Monday to Sunday most of the week. Maybe literally Monday to Sunday. We just sit in a Discord call and just talk
shit,
and just talk shit. And we're like, why do we not just record it? Even if people don't watch it, which if people don't watch it, people don't watch it.
But it's one of those ones as well where we were talking about earlier. Like, regardless of what happens with this, like this is not something that's difficult for us to do, right? So regardless of where it goes, whether we get 1 listener or 100 listeners, which would be fucking sick, but regardless of what happens, we'll be able in 10 years' time to go back and listen to this and go, what the fuck were we talking about? It'll be, it's just like I say it all the time. I've got YouTube videos dating back to 2013, and I can go back and look at them and think, like, what was my headspace back then? But I'm so glad that that's there. Like, same with Twitch, like all the clips you've got, like with the Night Shift Twitch, all those clips, they're there forever. My own personal channel clips, they're there forever. Yours are there forever. The documentary of London, that's there forever. Like, but videoing, like this digital age, I'm so jealous that I didn't have it when I was like younger. Obviously, I'm not exactly old. I'm 23. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm still young as shit. But when I was like maybe like when you're like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like it wasn't like it is now. So like kids that are growing up now can literally fucking take selfies with their parents, or like I remember, mate, this is how, like, not old, but this is how like different it is from me back then. Like when it was Christmas morning, shit, my dad would have an old school VHS JVC videotape recorder, and you would put big VHS tapes in the big blank VHS tapes in it, the big fucking thing, and he would just sit and record it. We've got home videos and shit.
Oh no,
all
VHS
I've
got them as well,
and like that blows my mind. Like we've got that shit's there. It's physical. We can touch that, but like I would 100% trade all that and have it like on a phone
on YouTube.
Do you know what I mean?
On a phone,
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know for a fact, like when I've got a family and it's Christmas morning and I've got kids, I could be like, right, everyone, I'm just gonna film like you opening your presents, and I've got it on my phone. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. I've got like 6, 7 years of memories just lodged in this thing, and that blows my fucking mind.
Literally, but I said most people literally recently, most people only want to use YouTube, Twitch, whatever, OnlyFans for money. Literally, that's all people. All people do it for.
Is one of the smartest fucking things ever done, and the people that have jumped on it and done it right and done it professionally and have made themselves a pretty penny. Fucking, I salute you, because it's smart. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's an investment.
Think about people that might be in college or university, mate, and they're struggling to find part-time work, like waiting tables, and I've done that shit for like as little as a week. I worked a full 50-hour week, and that was the hardest shit I have ever done. I was like, this ain't for... But it's one of those jobs where if you're full-time in that type of job, you have to be in like a management or something, because see, if you're working 50 hours a week on your feet waiting tables, mate, it's fucking so painful. So like, that shit's hard. So like if there's another opportunity for money, then I'm taking that route. Do you know what I mean? All these kids that might, not kids, like teenagers and adults that are finding their way through their university and their college, and they need a bit of extra cash, and they decide to do this. It's safe, it's legal, there's nothing crazy about it. It's no different than a model getting put on like page 1 or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's page 3, the same thing. Yeah, it's the same fucking thing.
And sometimes it's better content, to be honest with you.
Well, they're their own boss. They're their own boss, mate. It's the same as YouTube, man. We record ourselves playing games. People subscribe. Same as Twitch. You pay £5 a month to your favourite Twitch streamer so you can avoid adverts. What's the difference paying £5 or £10 a month to someone that you may be extremely attracted to? That's what the service is there for.
I mean, if any OnlyFans people want to get in touch with us, I'm happy to be a manager for some people. I'm not gonna lie. Bought my first content last night, and I'm not gonna lie, I was highly impressed with
it. But there you go. You're a consumer, just like the entire fucking world, bro. Like, the only difference with you is you don't give a shit what people think. Like, it's a product that's there to be bought. Do you know what I mean? Like, who cares about, like, the only, like I do have one issue with the platform, and I just think it is a bit fucking weird how the creator can get messages from every single one of our subscribers at any time of the day, and like there's no limit to it. It's like you're just texting your friend. I think that's a little bit fucked up, because like, think about it, if you're like if you're in a relationship and your girlfriend says, look, I'm thinking about like posting a couple of underwear pics every month just for an extra
could you
bob.
Be with someone like that?
Well, see, this is the thing, right? See, if it's just like, I would be a bit reserved if it was like fully naked, like proper near enough porn type thing. But see if it was just like the odd like bikini photo or underwear photo, I think I could live with it, because like at the end of the day, it's no different to you going to a populated pool with your missus wearing a bikini. It's the same thing.
I get that.
Everyone's looking, and it's for free.
Yeah, it's
mic drop.
Yeah, I said it's not for me.
No, like
when I'm with someone, like that shit's locked in.
But like, of course it is locked in though. It's yours. Like you're the only person that gets to be with that woman physically. You're the only person that gets to see what's underneath the underwear. That's you. That's the connection. But like, see if like I'm fully against like say my girlfriend wanted to do it, I'd be like, fair enough. But the fact that these people can message you whenever they fucking want, you know you're gonna get some fucking psychos, mate.
No, yeah, definitely.
Like that's 100%. Why I don't like it. Like what if like it's like a fucking the song Eminem, the Stan song. This geezer, he could be fucking messaging his favourite OnlyFans artist, and they keep ignoring them. Not ignoring them, might just missing it, and then they start getting fucking psychotic. Like, no, get me away from that shit.
You have the chance to block them, though, don't you? You can block them.
But then again, do you not need to, like, if you block them, then that's revenue gone for you. But then again, you would rather block someone that's a fucking
right. Yeah, if you're in harm's way, then you're a person. And
to summarize, it's a great tool, and if you use it right, you can be very, very, very successful. Like there's a girl that I was in school with that makes fucking money. But
that's what we're saying. Like people literally only do this sort of shit now for money, especially YouTube. I try and do YouTube and game for money. Like we've all been there. Like we've
for sure. The dream is to do what you want. The dream is to sit here for the rest of our lives.
So many people are doing it now. We were sat here.
The market's so saturated now.
And we were sat here thinking like, right, we always sit in a call every night and literally just talk. Like, why not make it into a YouTube thing? So then we can look back on it. Like when I asked about if we get fucking 10 subscribers in the first week or we get 1 million subscribers. If we get 1 million subscribers, fucking buzzing. Like
fair fucks, and
if we do get 1 million subscribers, YouTube, I want 2 plaques.
Yeah, 2 plaques. None of this one shit.
None of this one shit. Yeah, it's the vault with Jack and Stu.
Yeah, there's 2 names there. There's fucking Jack Brown, there's Stuart Boyd right there.
So when we get a milli one day, right, 2 plaques.
2.
And we'll send it to them.
Facts, bro.
Yeah, literally.
Nah, right. Man, but like, it's just like the modern world is just, it blows my mind. Like how different things are, right? Because I remember being so early on the bandwagon. Like 2013 wasn't even like when I wanted to make YouTube videos. That was just when I was able to. Like, because I remember it, made my channel on 25th of January 2013. It was my birthday. I got my laptop that day. I got my HD PVR. None of you fuckers will even know what that is, because your consoles can fucking record the game.
I mean, I know HD PVR.
I had a HD PVR.
Was it the Hot Pads one, the green one?
No, not the green one. The one before that, the blue one, the fucking original one, bro.
Yeah.
And all the wires in the fucking world, right? And I remember it like it was yesterday. It was one of the greatest days of my life. I remember making my first ever Minecraft video. Oh my god, man! Like so good, so good. And it was for just the pure love of it. And what's crazy about it now is, I wanted to do it back in like 2010, 2009. Like I remember like the first YouTuber I seen that made me like go, holy shit, I want to try this, was White Boy 7th Street back in Black Ops 1 days, because he was popping back in 2009. He was popping.
Is he still around?
He's still around, posts every now and again, but he's nowhere near what he was. Like, he sometimes posts like old videos for 10 years ago. Like, he's not where he was. But like, that was the glimpse into the eye of the YouTube. And then I found like PewDiePie and things like that, and I was like, I want to do this shit. And I remember like recording gun game videos on Black Ops 1 on my iPod, because I never had an iPhone at the time. I managed to get an iPod. I was gassed about that. And basically, one of my friends who I thought was a pal in school was a fucking snaky scumbag cunt, and he fucking he told everyone about my channel, and I was never embarrassed about it, but it was the relentless abuse that I got, calling me everything in the world, man.
That's just sad, yeah.
Because I was doing something so different, and I remember it like it was yesterday. Like, got to the point we were doing cross country for PE, right, and they were all I walked. It was that bad, mate. The entire year turned against me. I walked back up with the teacher, and the teacher was pretty much a fucking nonce. So you things were bad if I'm walking back with the teacher. Do you know what I mean? And I remember walking into the changing rooms, and the entire class was just fucking booing me, calling me all these names. And I remember I was like, fuck this, I'm taking things in my own hand. Don't do this if you're watching. Like, the world's completely different now. But I fucking went to the little ringleader and I grabbed him and I just fucking leathered into him in front of everybody. So everybody could see us, like, I'm fucking fed up with this shit. And then after that, never got nothing. But the fucking worst part is now, fast forward like 12 years, all these fucking dickheads are streaming on Twitch, making YouTube channels, fucking this, fucking that, like, pretending they're wannabe Call of Duty players. Like, I know me and you never ever fucking got where the dream is, right? But there's a difference between, like, saying that you're going to compete in Call of Duty and then competing in Call of Duty. If you say you're going to compete, then I expect you to branch out, find people, make a team, put the work in, and go to an event. See if you scrim and play league play. Fuck off! No. You ain't competing. None of that shit.
Yeah.
If you've never, if you've never sat down and had the people in front of you that you've been playing online for weeks and building up animosity and all everything's like there and the fucking hype and all that shit, then you're competing. But if you don't make that fucking transition to the real world and do it, fuck you, because there's too many people that like found out that I was doing it as well and were like trying to fucking copy me.
Yeah, they joined the bandwagon.
This is my thing. Like, fuck off, get your own thing. Like, I hate people that just copycat, bro. Like, get your own shit. Do you know what I mean? Be original. Be original. Do you know what I mean? Everything about me is original, mate. I've got no outside influences. Football, none of my family like football. Fucking gaming, none of my family game. All this shit, video editing, TV, everything I do is just so unique to me. Fuck the lot of yous.
Seeing this guy's massive fucking ego.
I know, it's fucking huge, man. Surprised anyone can get in the door. No, but it's true though. Like, there's too many people. Like, there's too many people that just don't do something for the love of doing it. They do it because someone else is doing it. Do it for the love of doing it. Find something that's unique to you and just fucking do it, man. Pisses me off.
Nah, but I said it just shows how technology improving so much. Like, talking about like when I got my phone, dropped it in the bath last week.
Yeah.
Like how dependent people are on technology now, including myself. Like,
it's everything.
That's all we fucking do. All the thing we use is technology now. Like,
it's a blessing and a curse, 100%.
It is 100%. But I actually enjoyed not having it. It was hard.
But then again, flip the coin. If we didn't have technology, we would not be sat here right now. I wouldn't know who you are.
Nah,
do you know what I mean? I consider you, Dan, Mikey, all them lot, like I consider all you guys like the closest of friends I've got, and I've only met you a handful of times. Do you know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy that
how many times have you met?
Met you twice. Met you twice. Met Dan twice. Met Mikey once. Met Alex
Dan
once.
Twice?
Yeah, Dan at I-62 in London. What would you like?
You met me three times then, because I came to your gaff.
Oh yeah, you came up for a couple of days. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Like you were comfortable enough coming up to my house and staying here for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And that's all built through technology. That's mad.
But literally, like when we went to Tenerife 2 years ago, like
don't.
When we went into this Irish bar, right? Yeah, and we sat there having our drinks. Like the guy was talking to us, like he was on the stage. He's like, "How did you meet?" And then me, Burnsy, Matt and Alex all looked at each other.
Sorry,
and
who?
Was like,
I heard Burnsy and Matt. Does that
all right?
Got you?
Yeah. And I was like, well, we met through gaming, and then everyone in the thing looked at us like weirdos, and I'm just like, no, we've met through gaming. Like literally, we met through a video game, which is it sounds nerdy as fuck because you're all fucking boomers who don't get it. Like, yeah.
But what's even crazier is like how many things lined up for it to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember my journey into it. Like, I remember going through. If any of you are kind of like lost here, like realistically, the only reason me and Jack know each other is through Call of Duty. That's literally it. If we didn't play Call of Duty the way we played Call of Duty, we'd never have been friends, and this would not be a thing. And I can't imagine like that not being a thing because it's just such a normal thing in my life. It's like an everyday thing. Like, I'll wake up 90% of the time I've got a message from him, or he'll wake up 90% of the time he's got a message for me at like 6 in the morning. So I'll wake up to a message for him telling me to go to fucking sleep. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a thing that's been materialized just for a game, and that's why I'll forever be involved in Call of Duty, like watching it, all that shit, because I'm so in debt to it, because it's given me friendships I know I'll have for fucking forever, for as long as I can. But like, how many things had to go right in order for it to happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, I started playing in the tail end of Black Ops 2, right? I made my fucking GB account on Call of Duty Ghosts, and I remember going through the free agent list in Call of Duty Ghosts and just messaging everyone, mate, asking if anyone wants to play, and then playing random 8s lobbies with anybody and everybody. I remember jumping in Rambo Ray's 8s lobbies I'm playing on a North American server. I don't give a fuck. I just want to play. Like, that's when my passion was at its fucking highest, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the fuck I built the little following that we all have individually and got into the little the scene, the circle that we're in with, like, Josh J, Aroma, fucking all them, Dave. Like, how that happened, I have no fucking clue. It just happened. It's so crazy. I think about it all the time.
Life's a simulation.
It's mental. It's literally mental. Like, how that happened. Like,
life is a simulation.
The only reason you knew to message me was because we scrimmed you. Like, you didn't have a fucking clue who I was. Like, you were just the guy that played, because obviously you took my spot. Yeah, you took my spot, which made sense, but dropped the wrong fucking guy. I don't give a fuck. I'll never let it go. But, like, it's just crazy. Like, you got the fucking text saying that this guy's not going to come down for Scotland to play at a 3-hour event, which, of course, I'm not going to fucking come down. Like, what the fuck? And you just happened. I remember watching it, bro. I was watching it at the time. I was watching it with Moth on Skype, and I was watching it going, "Fuck's sake, he's playing well, man."
I was crap that day.
I was just I was like a ticking time bomb.
I think I had a solid 8 Red Bulls that day. I was off.
Yeah, but was that not your first event though?
Second
event, but like you knew it was like a stepping stone. Because like you knew if you
played
well...
I didn't treat it as like I'm going to get on a team after this. I just want to come and play COD.
But like
I played at I-58 and was like, I need to get to another LAN now, because I played all right at my first LAN. My first game I went double negative against typical nerd and that. You know, shaky hands. Nervous as fuck.
I remember, mate. Yeah. I never got nervous at I-62. I was chilling at I actually had a great individual performance at I-62, minus one S&D game. London, pretty fucking shit. Not gonna lie, but like, I clutched that one that mattered. But I-62 4v4 COD, done. Sorry guys, get the fuck out of here. But I wasn't nervous for that. But I remember sitting down before we played those French kids that were just cracked at the minds. I remember like, I was like, "You nervous?" And then you were like, "A little bit." And I was like, "I'm shitting myself."
Yeah, I said I popped the 4-piece. I screamed at him, and all of a sudden it just twisted.
Oh no, you didn't pop the 4-piece first. It was Sam. Sam got a 3-piece, and Sam stood up and he was like, "Fucking shit bastards!" And then it all went downhill for there.
But it was just fucking. Yeah.
But like,
let's get off COD. Let's get off COD.
Fuck that. Like, thank you, Call of Duty, for everything you've given me and the people in the doors and all that.
As much as I hate you for anti-cheat.
Thank you very much. But like, I'm sorry. I'll watch it as a spectator, but I can't play that shit anymore. I'm still unbelievably talented, and as is Jack. But
I won't go that far.
I mean, get you on pubs, mate. It's game over for some of the folk. Get me on League Play. I'm rinsing on League Play. It's not even fair. It's not fair. Don't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah. Well, I always say, like, doing this podcast, I feel like we should have topics to go through each
for sure
thing, right? Yeah, but then the last part, I want to have like a funny moment what we've both experienced in our past life,
right?
Like, something where we've never met, so like a drunk experience or something.
Right, we'll start easy then. Do drunk, because we've both been fucked up.
You'll have one better than me. I've got to think of mine.
I don't know.
I've got one, but like,
right. Well, the last time I got really fucked up, I hate it. I regret it, but like, I still don't know how the fuck it happened. And you know the worst part is, it all comes back to Call of Duty. I remember it, mate. It was 2019 Christmas, and it was a Christmas night out when I worked for Volvo, and then obviously again coronavirus fucked that all up. And I worked for Volvo, and it was Christmas night out. And it was a Saturday, and obviously I didn't work that Saturday. I worked every second Saturday, and it wasn't that Saturday. And it was a 2K day. For you that don't know, a 2K day means it's £2,000 up for grabs for anybody that plays Call of Duty. So it's like a single elimination tournament. Winner gets $2,000. So obviously it's like what amateurs fucking live and die for is a Saturday. And I remember it. Started playing. The tournament begins at 12:30 and 1 o'clock. I woke up at 11 o'clock, started warming up, and then I played the tournament, all that shit. And then before I know it, it was 4 o'clock, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to drive to the garage," because I was leaving my car. Leaving my car at the garage. So I finished the tournament, got changed, got my suit on, all that shit. Drove to the garage. I remember I have to go around this roundabout to get to the garage, and there's a Burger King right there. And I was like, I should probably fucking eat something, because I've not ate a thing all day. And I was like, nah, I'm cutting it fine. I need to get to the garage. So I got to the garage, parked my car, got into the office, and then I was just drinking with the guys, the salesman and the manager and all that stuff. So straight away I'm drinking. instantly drinking. And then I was like, no, I'll be fine. I can probably do 2 beers, and then I'll get to the Grand Central Hotel in Glasgow, and I'll get my dinner, because it was a fucking like a mad like formal thing, like mad dinner.
Yeah, that sounds very egotistical.
Oh man, it was huge. It was mad. I was like, I am not in the right place. And but then we got there. I thought when we got there it was like dinner time. Here we go. Nah, another hour of just drinking. I was like, fuck. Like, I can't not drink, because then I'm going to like shite bag in front of everybody. So I was like, I need to just,
but
I need to pace myself.
Do you not just have like the same glass for like an hour and just to swig it just for an hour just to drag it out?
Nah, bro. Like, you'll understand when you go drinking. Like, it's fucking bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially if I'm not I'm already drunk after like a sip. Do you know what I mean? So it's game over. So like, we finally get to dessert time, right? Dessert time, dinner time. And I'm eating, I'm filling up so fast, because I'm like, right, I just need to get food in me. I'm like, I need to get food in me just so it can absorb the alcohol and I won't fucking die. So then, I don't remember, I remember going to the bathroom, and that was it. Game over. And don't get me wrong, right? To get to the bathroom, I had to walk through so many people that were sat down enjoying their meal. Sober people, loving life. Like, I've worked all year for this night. I'm going to enjoy this night. I'm like, I've worked all year for this night. I'm going to fucking not remember this night. And I do regret it, because I wish I remembered the night. Because I remember my pal Callum, we both joined Volvo at the same time, both got made redundant as well. So like, we're still good pals. And he was saying, apparently I was drinking red and white wine, right? I don't really drink wine. I'm more of a cider, beer, vodka, whiskey guy. Don't touch wine. And he's like, he goes to me, he's like, sure, do you drink wine? And I'm like, I do if it's free, Callum. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, when? Like, and then next thing I know, go to the toilet, pass out on the floor. Connor, another guy that I worked with, it was like a couple years older than me. He was one of the younger ones. He put me on his shoulder, carried me out. Bro, if it wasn't for Connor, I don't know what the fuck would have happened to me, because I was in Glasgow, mate. I was paralytic. I did not know a fucking thing that was going on. Next thing I know, I'm in a train, then I'm at Connor's girlfriend's picking us up for the train station, and then I'm at Louise's house, spewing my ring. Her mum's there, Louise is there. Proper embarrassing. And then to get it all worse, the next day, I had to go to Edinburgh with Louise to do the Edinburgh Christmas markets, which, don't get me wrong, I wanted to do for ages, and this is why it pisses me off so much, because I couldn't do it this year, but I couldn't do it last year because I was hungover as fuck. Bro, see, the train ride was like an hour, right? I was in the bathroom the entire time. She was sat with some random bloke the whole time. I was lying on the floor. Anybody would knock on the door, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm fucked, you're not getting in here. Apologies, hold your pee, hold your shit, you're not getting in. And then there was another woman that was lying down on the floor next to me outside the bathroom, because I did come out at one point, and she was just unwell, but I was hanging, man, like so bad, bro. Every like hour I would have to run and like throw up somewhere. Like, I feel so bad, because it obviously it ruined the day for Louise. But like, that's probably my biggest like regret drinking, like how I just got so blackout drunk. Like, I've had so many funny moments, but like that one stands out the most, because like everything went from like 0 to 100 so fucking fast. Like, it was mental.
See, I think mine was New Year's Eve. I think it was my last year in high school, because I remember the girl who I was asking to go prom with on the same night.
Go prom,
yeah.
Go prom.
I got pied after it.
But you know what? That's a good thing. You've experienced that shit face on. None of this fucking text push. You've went up to this girl, everything, and you're shaking, you're shitting yourself, sweating, everything.
Oh, I wasn't even shaking. I was pretty confident.
Of course, fucking ego on that, guys. Just the ego there, just oozing out of him.
So it was an house party, and it's literally just down the road from where I live now. And
God, I miss a house party.
Yeah, it's the best. It's like literally, it's better than going out any day.
Uncontested.
Yeah, and I don't know, it must have been about 7 o'clock, and I were on it from I think I were on it from 7. It weren't that late, 7 p.m, but 7 p.m. till midnight, long fucking time.
Oh, facts.
So I bought Famous Grouse, cherry sours.
Cherry sours?
Yeah, no,
Jesus Christ.
This is, I ain't touched it since 2012.
I've got a drink like that, I'll tell you a story after.
Yeah. And I had Desperados, because I was on Desperados back then.
With a little bit of tequila.
Yeah, and I had cider. And I was fucking, I think me and my mate you ever played Ring of Fire?
Yep. Awful.
Yeah, so we were playing.
Decision.
We all started playing Ring of Fire, and it was like, right, we're all getting into it. We had about 2-3 games. I got through about half my Desperados and half my fucking Copperbergs. We're right, let's get on the shots. So we're on the shots, and we're already steaming at this point, and we got through half a bottle of fucking Famous Grouse together, and then we got through the full bottle of sours.
That's my boy.
And I've had no food, mate. I've had no food, right? Yeah. And then I'm like buzzing, fucking off my tits, just dancing in the living room. Guy brings a some BB gun from somewhere. I went, where the fuck's this BB gun from? He went, fucking shoot me. I went, all right then. So I fucking clock it like that, and I'm aiming it, like just fucking whipping around like that. Shoot him. Somehow I managed to hit his nipple. Got his nipple. And then the takeaway comes, and I'm scranning this is where I'm on my garlic bread with cheese grind. I scran. I fold it in half, and I'm scranning this garlic bread with cheese. 5 minutes later, she has like a little balcony. She has like a downstairs section, and then into the back garden, and then she has a balcony on the top where a kitchen is.
Yeah.
And I'm on that balcony, and I am spewing all over this balcony onto a back garden, and it's all just garlic bread with fucking cheese. Right. So I get to the point where my mum, they're all ringing my mum, like
Jack's fucked up, hen.
No,
get healed now.
Oh yeah, and she my mum comes and picks me up. And my mate said, when your mum walks in, yeah, she gave us the most dirtiest looks of our entire life.
Why have you allowed this to happen?
Yeah, and I get back to fucking thing. I get back to my house, and I pass out on the couch at like 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Don't see New Year. I wake up at like 1 a.m. and I wake up and then end up ringing the bird who pied me like 2 weeks later, talking to her. She's saying, what the fuck happened to you? And I was like, I just fucked it. Fucked it. Man.
It's crazy what like an empty stomach can do. Like,
literally, but it was one of the funniest experiences of my life. Cause I weren't hungover the next day because I just threw all my
lucky boy.
Yeah, and like I never used to get hungover. The last time, like I only started getting hungover is when I were in the town where I live, and when I was with my ex, and we went into Rochdale, and she was working, but like I went out early with the other lads who I used to work with in the gym, and I were on tequila all night. That's the only thing I drank. I was only drinking tequila. I was doing the salt, lemon, and lime, and like the salt.
Christ.
And then it got to the point, I think I was like 10 in, and I went, right, let's start suicide shotting these fuckers. So I'm there. I'm sniffing the fucking salt, right? I'm licking the lime. I'm putting the lime in my eye, and then I'm fucking necking the drink. And I think I'm like, but I ain't pissed because I ain't been outside. I'm like, I ain't pissed.
Oh, then the fresh air monster gets you.
And I went outside, and I went, fuck. I went. So I got to the next pub across the road, and like I'm sat on the thing like with like a glass of water, and like all my mates are coming around me. I'm like, mate, I need to go home. I'm gonna fucking die. At this point, my ex isn't even out yet. Like she's still on her way here,
and you're already dead. Oh no!
And I'm already gone. Like she's fuming no matter what here now.
Of course.
So she comes. I speak to her. I'm there having a chat with her and all that. Yeah, and then it gets to the point where like I'm like, right, I need to go home. So I don't tell anyone that I'm going home. No, like fucking no one, right? And I somehow managed to walk about 400 meters to this taxi, like just drifting left and right.
I love that feeling.
I get in the taxi, and then I'm like, right, mate, take me home. So I tell him where I live. I think I got probably about 500 meters down the road. I'm like, mate, I'm gonna puke.
Oh
kick me out. I went, kick me out. It's in a black cab as well, but mate, kick me out. So he opened the door, like basically just like, get out. I went, right. I went, here's a tenner. It was like a 2 quid journey. I went, here's a fucking tenner.
We've all done that though. We've gave stupid money because we're just like, fuck off, get away.
And then I end up fucking throwing up outside and then passing out on the street, and I'm out there for like an hour and a half on my own. I'm getting phone calls off my ex. I'm getting phone calls of people I work with. Somehow they managed to find me, and then she comes to me, and I'm there on the floor crying my eyes out like, I'm so sorry. I fucked up.
Oh, the crying.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm fucking crying. And she had to just take me home. But that's probably the worst. That's the first time I've ever been hungover that next day, because I was in work in the gym.
The fucking to take it back to the fact that you can't drink cherry sours. I remember it was obviously I don't know the equivalent to obviously the way English schools do it, but I was in 4th year, so it was GCSE year for you.
Right, yeah, you're 11, yeah.
And the 4th year in Scotland, year 11 in England, and it was a house party. Greatest nights of my fucking life. And you ever heard of Mad Dog 2020?
No.
Right, it's a Scottish thing. It's It's the most disgusting. It's a wine, but it's fucking revolting, mate. You've got like your orange colour, you've got your red, and you got your blue. I had the blue colour, and my cousin got us the booze at the time. It's fucking horrific.
All right, yeah, I hadn't seen it, but I know what you mean.
Oh, it's awful. And my cousin, who'd only just turned 18 at the time, he became our new go-to guy. We had a guy, but then we got a new guy. He was the guy, and he got me, and I remember going to this house party. One of the best house parties I've ever been to be fair. Because the house was fucking huge.
Yeah, it's always nice when it's like that.
Because we had... My main go-to house party was my pal Jack, who's ironically now a police officer. His house parties were the bollocks, man. Like, next time you're up, Jack, I'll take you to his house and I'll show you. It was fucking nuts. And but yeah, I had this bottle of Mad Dog 2020. I fucking necked the shit out of it all night. See, that's the thing with me. I don't spew when I'm drunk. It's always the next day. Like, if I want to spew, I'll need to go make myself spew.
Yeah.
But like, my body will just inhale and take it and take it and take it. I'm the opposite.
I'm spewing on the night.
Nah, man, that shit stays in me like luggage.
Nah, but I'll throw it up and I'm like, let's go again.
But that's why I do the tactical whitey, is what we call it. Tactical whitey. Yeah. I'll go to the bathroom. If I'm at a night out and I know I need to spew, and it's like make or break, if I don't spew, I'm going to want to go home. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to the bathroom. Gone. Let's go. Recharged. But like,
round 2.
That's the only time that I'll spew on a night, unless I'm really fucked up. But this night, I was calm the whole night, man. I'd ate, everything was good. It was a great night out. We had some fucking banging jokes. Some random geezer ate a full block of cathedral cheese raw. It was fucking disgusting. The only reason we know is because the next day we went in at the fridge and there was a fucking bite out of it. Like, what the fuck's happened there? And then I went to my pal Mark's house, and he was like, I woke up with the shakes, the Jakey shakes, as we call it. I was like, oh my fucking god. And my throat was like a junkie's carpet, no lie, man. It was like
fucking the worst.
It was like needles and fucking everything was on that thing. And my pal Mark was like, anybody for a cup of tea? Foolishly, I'm like, fuck yeah, get some fluids in me. I should have just got water. But I was like, give me a cup of tea. So obviously, he's gave me a cup of tea and he put 3 sugars in it, the fucking moron. I have fucking inhaled this thing like quick as day. And I'm like, oh, thank fuck I can talk, man. Jesus. But he goes for a shower, and I'm just sat in the room with my pal Jack, who's got the house party. He's the house party guy, who's the police officer now.
Yeah.
And I just felt it. I was like, oh, fuck.
You told me this story.
I was like, oh, fuck. Let me get this out there. There was a perfectly good bin, about 2 seconds for me. And for some reason, my brain was like, no, I don't need a bin. So I spewed. But I managed to hold it. I was like, right, just swap. I was like proper Ratatouille when he smells the soup. Yeah, Ratatouille when he smells the soup. Oh! And I'm like, right, focus. Like fucking Karate Kid, Daniel-san, like focus. Swallow it. I swallowed it. I was like, right, we're all right. And then it happened again. More came up. And I'm like, but at this point there was too much. It was game over. It was like I'd reached the point of no return. It started coming out my nose and my ears, and I just was like, nope, can't hold it. Fucking released everywhere. Projectile vomited all over his room. My pal Jack flew up. Like, I've never seen the cunt move that fast in my life. Next thing I know, Mark comes down out of his shower, like, what the fuck have you done? And then I'm like, get out of the toilet, Mark. Go up to the toilet, spew up more. If to make things worse, I fucking do the dirtiest shit I've ever done in my entire life. And then as I'm shitting, I phone Mum. I'm like, Mum, can you come and get me, please? She comes and gets me. I leave his house, spewed up and shat up. My mum gets me, takes me home. She's like, have you been drinking? And I'm like, no. She knows. She puts me into the bath. You've been in my bathroom, so the bath's there and then the sink's there. She puts me in the bath, she runs me a bath and she dunks me in the bath, and I'm like in the bath and I'm spewing into the sink at the same time, like, I'm sorry. And I cannot taste, smell, or even be in the same vicinity as a Mad Dog 2020, no matter what colour it is. I'm the same. I can't do it. Can't do it.
It's cherry sour to me. It's just literally like,
even if I've not drank or I'm not anywhere near close to being drunk, if I took a sip of that blue Mad Dog, game over.
No, yeah, so it's cherry for me. I ain't smelt it or touched it since 2012. Apple or blackcurrant sours, I'm all game for.
Apple, I'm good with. Did you ever have Cactus Jack? Was that a thing down there? Cactus
I might
Jack?
I might have, yeah.
We had Cactus Jack up here. That was the kind of go-to. But like those were like the best days, like house party days. Like we had a ritual.
Oh yeah.
We had a ritual up here. Like, so it was always Jack's house. And he bought,
it's always my house.
He bought this mad speaker that like, it was crazy. And it was me, Jack, Mark, and Mark's cousin sometimes Tam. Tam was kind of key to the operation because his mum would buy us the so that happened. But before, we would go to the leisure centre that's like 2 seconds from us, and we'd go for a swim, and then we would go for a sauna, and we'd go for a steam room, just fucking cleanse ourselves. That was like that was the thing. We would
detox.
We would detox all day, and then we would get, because none of us could drive at the time. We'd then get on the bus, the 5:40, that would then take us to the hospital. And the key point of this, the hospital right next to my house, the key point to this was because there was a taxi rank there, and that's where we met Tam, and Tam always had the stuff. So he would be there, and we would get a taxi, and we'd tell the taxi driver Jack's like his address, and there would be fucking bottles chinkling about in the boot. The taxi driver would be like, "What are you up to tonight, boys?" Like, nah, just playing FIFA, nothing crazy. And then we'd get to Jack's house, we'd set up, get the booze out, get the music going, and then everybody would start arriving, and it would just be the fucking best times of my life, bro. Like, some of the greatest memories I've ever had at house parties. Like,
oh yeah, I've always said house parties.
No queue for the toilet. You can control the music. Like, everybody that's there, Like, don't get me wrong, I've had some cracking memories at nightclubs and like different pubs. I'm at the age now that I would much rather go to a pub and just drink and have a.
I'm the same.
I'd rather go have a meal and then just drink until like the place shuts at like midnight and go home. Like, I'm sound with that. None of this fucking 4 a.m. finishes get away from me. But like, some of the best times I've ever had has been at nightclub. I said
parties. My house was the house party house. Like,
the one if you ever
came to my house, you would understand. This is a student house.
Oh, I'm fuming.
Like, I've literally outside this window here is where my kitchen is, mate. I had my mate sleep on that roof.
Oh, legends.
In the middle of the night.
Legends.
Yeah, because he had no one. Mate, the house was full. I had people in my mum's bed shagging.
Where was your mum? Like,
oh no, my mum had fellas at the time, so she was
just staying the night at like.
But I just went, "Mum, I'm having a house party. Can you just get out for the weekend?" And then she'd just get out, and I was
fair
like,
play.
Yeah,
it's like Stifler and American Pie. Like, get
mate,
the fuck
literally.
out.
But my thing was, it was like, I had control no matter how many people came. I think the most I ever had was like 40 people in my house.
Yeah,
it was.
I think I was
mental.
the same with my Jack. He had about 40,
it was like
50.
It was like the Project X of Haywood. Like, I'm being serious.
We were the Project X of Guruk then.
Yeah, it was wild, and I was like, but no matter what, I had everything under control. If something got done, my mate jumped through my fence panels and like broke it. The next day, he went round the corner to Travis Perkins, and he couldn't even buy one. But they made him buy. I went, mate, you're going to Travis Perkins and you're going to buy one because only contractors can buy from Travis Perkins. And they literally let him buy one. And
that
carry
was the same with us, man. Like, I would always stay. There was always a kind of group of us that stayed the night. They would always stay and clean the next day. And then, to be fair, one time, Jack's missus was speaking to this other dude. He's not with her anymore. But you speak to this other dude, and for some reason, Geezer's fucking drunk, so he's just in a pure enraged, and he's just went up and fucking clattered fuck out of his wall, and he's just punched this massive hole in his wall, and I'm like, you fucking maniac, like,
yeah,
because he would always tell his mum, and because his mum and dad, like, these are well off people, like, these are doing well, these people, and the story to them, no. See, the thing is, right. The crazy thing is with them is they moved from not a very nice place and they didn't live in a very nice house to a really fucking nice place. And the crazy thing about that is the only reason that happened is because the place they used to live at, for some fucked up reason, 2 families were going head to head for their old house. So it went in
Romeo and Juliet shit.
Bro, it went into a bidding war and they got like 100% more what they should have got for their house. So that gave them the ability to fucking put a down payment on a great house that they could afford. The down payment they had, but brought the mortgage down to the realistic payments that they could afford because of the bidding war. But then again, they came into money because his dad his dad's business blew up, and his mum's like a head teacher. Like they've worked hard. Like they were never rich, but then they came into money. So like they're humble. Like they're good people. They're really really good people. And but they would go away for like because they bought a caravan. His mum and dad bought a caravan just because.
Oh, the dream.
Just because they wanted to, like, because Jack's brother is like a good 4 or 5 years older, and you'll love this. He works as a mechanic on the Disney cruise, and that's how he met his wife. He's now married, and and they're expecting their first child, and they live in Virginia in America now, because she's from Virginia. They're ideally wanting to come back to Scotland to stay. But that's like a far and away kind of dream at the moment, just about how the world is at the moment. But like, they would go and stay at that caravan, and we would have the house party. So they knew that he would have like 10 people over. They never knew what it actually had. And I was like, Jack, you've just punched a fucking hole in your wall. Like, they're gonna see this fucking shit, you absolute idiot. And like, at the time, we just put a photo over it. And I remember getting a message from him one day, and he's like, they found it. And I was like, what do you mean? It was about a good like 3-4 months after. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the hole. And I was like, oh fuck, what did you say? What did you say, bro? And he says, he made up some fucking elaborate, stupid lie about how he fell and smacked his head off the wall. And like the force of him falling made the hole, and like they were like, oh my god, what the fuck, why didn't you tell us? Are you okay? Like, all this pish. And I'm like thinking to myself, sat in my room looking at my phone going,
how the fuck have they fell for that?
I'm looking at my phone going, hold on a minute, this dickhead fucking punched a hole in the wall because he was angry because his missus was talking to another guy. Fucking lies, lying bastards.
That's what you gotta do. My mate had one where he's fucking, you know, the handrail on the stairs.
Yeah.
Fucking came out and was like, shit. How the fuck do we get that fucking back in? So we got gout.
Oh my god.
And we scooted it in and pushed it in, but we pushed it in to the point where it was still halfway out the stairs.
I remember that Jack's house has a balcony. That's how fucking good this house is. It has a balcony. It looks over the Clyde, mate. You would love it. It's like, it's somewhere you would settle down in. That's how good it is.
Me settle down?
Yeah, that's how good it is, because it just screams you. Like, there's a massive nature bit where you can go walks. It's got an unbelievable view of the Clyde. Like, oh, it's fucking surreal, mate. I'll get photos and I'll send you after the podcast. But there was this balcony, and below the balcony was his front garden that was kind of on an incline, so it was like a bit. But that's right. And it wasn't. It was maybe like fucking 5 foot, so you're not gonna die if you fall off. I mean, if you fall off and keep rolling and then hit the concrete, maybe. But like, if you stop on the grass, you're sound. And we had this guy. Fuck, what was his name? His last name was Wiley, which is hilarious because of grown-ups. Wiley. Yeah. His last name was Wiley, and I can't remember his first name. And he fell over the balcony, bro. Landed on his back, like cemented. So he probably wounded himself. And we came down and we're like, "You all right, dude?" We all called him Wiley. I still don't know what his first name is. I was like, "Wiley, you all right?" And he's like, and he was just like, I'm fine, I've been fucking better, mate. And I was like, sound. We just left him there. And then about 2 hours later, he's still there, sleeping. And we were like, I grabbed him, I was like, get the fuck up, mate, this is ridiculous, get him a taxi. When I picked him up, bro, the geezer, no bullshit, fully shit himself. Everywhere. I was like, that must have been from the fall. Like, there's no way. Like, he's hit and shot himself, like 100%. But yeah, like house parties, man. Like some school memories make me want to go back, but house party memories make me want to go back even more.
Maybe I always want to go back just for the experience.
Like, because I've got some cracking school memories. Like, I was one of those guys that would just slip under the radar and just go about their business. Because I couldn't be fucked with like popularity and all them cliques. That was not my thing. And I would never get into trouble. The only time I would get into trouble if the teachers were dickheads to me. I'm going to be a dickhead back. Rule of fucking 2, mate. You're going to get what you receive. Like, you're going to get what you give. That's just how it's going to be. Because it was like, I remember my mum and dad would get called in for like meetings about my behaviour. And I was like, my dad was always on my side. My mum was on my side as well. But my dad was always like by my side. And he would be like, well, what happened? Like, why is he... He's like, I know my boy, and he's not going to just go out looking for a fight. Like, that's not what he does. And then they told them a fucking fragment of what the teacher said, and I was like, pause, this is what happened, dickhead. And my dad would be like, well, fucking fair play. I'm like, I would want my boy to stand up for himself. Like, I'm not letting them fucking get
pushed
around by a teacher because they've got authority. Mate, it got... My mum and dad bought into it so much. Like, obviously, there was times where I was a genuine cunt. But see, if I was a dickhead, I would go and apologise to the teacher. And the one and only time it would happen is my craft and design teacher, or I don't know what you would call it, that was like woodwork, like that shit.
Woodwork.
So craft and design, I fell out with him big time. I thought he'd lost my my project, which you got graded like GCSE level. I thought he'd lost it, and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? And I'd just put it in my locker and dickheadedly forgotten I'd put it there. And then we had a proper bust up, bro. And then I went in my locker and I was like, oh, fuck. So then at lunchtime I went up and I was like, look, Mr. Hamilton, I'll never forget him, because we were better friends after that.
You do? Yeah, I had teachers like that.
And I was like, listen, man, I'm so sorry. Like, I was completely out of order. It was my fault. I do apologise. And he shook my hand and he's like, you're the first student that's ever came to me and apologised. And I was like, well, hopefully I'm not the last, but I was fucking wrong, like 100%.
I had teachers like that. I met teachers I had a teacher who, when I used to do athletics, he used to run. I used to run in the same races as him. Definitely. So I just knew, and he used to be English teacher. And like, no matter what, if like, let's say me and this other guy were talking, like he'd shout at us. Yeah. But he'd never keep a straight face when he was shouting at us because of how good our friendship we were. I'd just look at him and I'd go, you can't keep a serious
That was the same as me, bro. Like, I had a PE teacher, and the one that I said was basically a nonce, but like, he was just fucking weird, man. He would come into the changing rooms and take the register. Like, who the fuck does that? Like,
I had teachers do that.
Yeah,
like that's normal.
Yeah, we just took the piss at him, but he was a good guy, and we got along really well. And I remember one time we were playing football, and like, it was those old leather fucking awful hard balls that you would use in school, and my pal Martin had a left foot like a cannon, bro, and he hit and bang right on the side of my whole face swelled up instantly. I went, mate, the fucking force of this kick.
Did you put a paper towel on it?
Nah, bro, like I was like, you thought I was skinny at I-62, I was a twig at this point then. Like, the force of this ball brought me up in the air. I was floating and I went down hard, mate. And the teacher comes over. His name is Mr. Mantar. I'll never forget him. He comes over and I could hear him snickering under his fucking voice, like laughing at me getting hit. He was like, what happened, Stuart? And I was like, what the fuck you think happened, you fucking baldy prick? And I went off. I went back to change rooms. I sat in the change room for the rest of the lesson.
But like, have you never heard the saying of like, when you get hit or when you hurt yourself in school, they always say, just put a paper towel on it.
Yeah, or like when someone froze up, get some fucking sawdust on that.
Yeah, get
some sawdust on that. I'll get into the smell. Get some sawdust on that.
Sawdust and put a paper towel on it. Man. It'll be fine.
But like, after that, the aftermath of that, he pulled me aside after the lesson and he was like, listen, sure, let's just not talk about what happened, because obviously he was fucked because he laughed at me. So I could easily go and say to the head teacher, yo, I got fucking hurt. I could have been borderline concussed for all I know. And he laughed. Get him fucking dealt with. I could have done that. But then he knows that if he could have then went to the fucking head teacher and then also says I call him a fucking baldy prick, which I did. Like, there's no hiding that. But he was fucked. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, he was fucked.
Yeah, so we just moved on. I was like, sound. But the best thing that I did with my parents, like, cooperation, oh mate, outstanding. My mum was on fucking form. What a woman. What a woman. We had IT, right? And our teacher was 30 minutes late for the fucking class. What a fucking disrespectful piece of shit. The class lasts for 50 minutes. I'm sat doing fuck all for 30. Fuck off. So at 20 minutes, me and my pal Jack again, the house party man, we were super close.
A great name.
He does, good name. Super close, like, growing up through school, and then obviously we're still really close pals. Obviously we don't get to see each other because he works as a fucking police officer. But we were like, fuck this, why should we sit here and wait when we could be studying for a GCSEs, as you would call them, or standard grades, well, they don't exist anymore, but standard grades in Scotland, GCSEs in England at the time. And we were like, yeah, fuck this, we left and just started studying for a class. And then the next day, we had IT again. And she was on time this time, fucking ironically enough. And she was like, can I speak to you two? And we're like, yes, no worries. And she's like, where were you? And I was like, well, we're here. Where were you? And then she was like, I was here. And I was like, your fucking watch must be slow. because we were here and you weren't. That's why we left. And then she got the head of IT involved.
Yeah.
So the week after, the head of IT, Miss McMillan, this big fucking walking mushroom, pulls us into the room, and she pulled me in first. She's like, "Where were you?" And me being the like typical, right, that if Dan 1014 was here, he would be laughing. Me being the typical salesman, fucking conning artist that I am, I instantly hit form. I was like, I was at the dentist. I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, you left class? I was like, yeah, I was at the dentist. I had a dentist appointment. What are you talking about? She's like, right, so if I phone your mum right now, she'll confirm that on this day you were at a dentist appointment. I was like, yeah, facts. Like, I was at a dentist. Like, what are you talking about? I had to lie about the dentist. And she's like, right, fine, I'll phone your mum. I was like, sound, can you tell Jack to come in? I was like, no bother. So I said, Jack, she wants to see you. So I knew she was speaking to Jack, so I was like, I've got a window of opportunity here.
Yeah.
So, like, where I sat was kind of hidden, but not hidden enough. But I was like, fuck this. Phoned my mum, went under the desk like I was getting something out my bag. And I'm like down here. I'm like, yo, mum. I was like, she was like, what you phoning me for? You're in class? Like, yeah, sound. She's like, is everything okay? I was like, banging, mum. I was like, what's going to happen is Miss McMillan for IT's going to phone you, and she's going to ask if I was at the dentist last Wednesday, and you're going to say yes. And she was like, I swear to God, Stuart, this is the last time. And then Miss McMillan the next day pulls me aside going, sorry, Stuart, you were at the dentist. Next time, just leave a note. And I was like, yeah, sorry, miss, apologies. And Jack, the fucking dickhead who's a shite bag that didn't think quick on his feet, got detention for 2 fucking weeks. One of my proudest moments of my life. Fucking outstanding. Outplayed, outslayed, outrotated, everything.
School moments always are the best.
Oh, mate, I've got so many, like...
I hated school. Like, I couldn't
I didn't like it either. I left about...
I would never go back.
I left about 6 months before I finished completely, which I kind of regret to this day. I wish I just finished it. But, no, man, like, I see those things on Facebook all the time, like... how much would you pay to have a cinema rented and you would just get to watch like all your old memories and shit like that? Oh mate, not a fucking penny in this world would equate to the amount I would pay. Like I didn't have a big friends group, so like we just had like funny moments between the lot of us. We just like flew underneath. Like we didn't give a fuck about like the popular people. Like we didn't care about that. We just wanted to go about our business and do our thing. Like we weren't like fucking bully victims. Like obviously I was a bully victim when I was like the YouTube guy, but that like after I beat the fuck out of that dickhead, like that was gone. But like after that, we just weren't popular, but we weren't fucking weirdos. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we just had like I remember we skipped a class and we were sprinting this way, and the way we were sprinting, the head teacher just appeared, so we fucking 360s and went that way. Like small things. It was just some of the greatest days of my life were in school, and it's funny. Like your parents always say, "Enjoy it, you'll never get them again," and you're like, "Fucking shut up." And then like you get to the age where you're like we're both adults now. Like we're young. Like I'm a young adult. You're a young adult. You're not quite there yet. You're close. Don't get me wrong. You're close. But we're still young adults.
Cheeky cunt.
And you think about it and you're like, fuck man, they're so fucking right. Like, but it's weird though.
The thing is, I don't agree with that. I literally, if they went, could you go back in time and live the memories? Do you want memories I'm reliving at my house parties? I ain't reliving school. I fucking hated it.
Blimps in school, I'm reliving blimps.
I literally despised. I had a teacher who didn't even remember that I was in his class.
I don't relate to that. I was too much of a dickhead that everybody knew me.
Like, because I was quiet. You wouldn't believe it. I was quiet.
No way were you quiet.
I'm being serious. So in RE, my mum went to the parents' evening, and she went. I made to see Jack's report, and she went. He literally went. He was. I'm not even gonna say what he was. He's a prick. That's what he was. He went, "Who's Jack? Who's Jack Brown?" Right? He literally said that to my mum.
But that's your fucking fault. No sympathy. You were a shy bastard. You never answered out or anything.
Nah, because it was RE.
No way.
Most pointless fucking lesson.
I took higher RE.
Nah,
which I don't know what that equates to in England.
Nah, it's a shit lesson.
Nah, right? Bro, I took a higher, bro. I got a C. I'm a fucking genius.
I got a G. I got a G in RE because God were on my side that day, motherfucker.
What's a G? Like, what's that?
A G?
Yeah.
Well, A's top, B, C, D, F, G.
G's shite, mate.
G. I know.
That's bottom fail, mate.
I literally filled my name in and just put Family Guy on each page and then shut the fucking thing and put it on the side.
I respect that. I did.
Right?
I got a C. How the fuck I got a C?
So the next day, I go into this class after parents' evening, right? And I go, sir, I heard that you didn't have a fucking clue who I was. I'm going to sit in the back of that class on my phone for an hour. Don't try and fucking talk to me. And just fucking sat on my phone. And it was I hated him. It was called Mr.
My biggest, what was he called? Mr. what?
Mr. Gallagher, I think he was called.
Gallagher. My biggest problem was French. Me and this teacher did not get on, mate. Like, bad. I could breathe and she would kick me out. Like, it was fucking awful. I remember I walked into class. Class hadn't even started. There was that transition period where you were leaving the old class to the new class. So not everybody was there yet. I was there. I don't even know what happened, and she was just like, outside! And I'm like, okay! Like, what have I done? She was like, but the best part was she was always a Friday, last period on a Friday. Is that what you guys? Is that what you guys called it? Periods? Like is that what you guys called it? We had like our classes were called periods. So like period 1, 2, 3.
Periods. I don't remember. Yeah. So I erased school from my brain.
Yeah, so like last period on a Friday, it was her, but it didn't drag though because we just took the right piss out of her. I remember one time we coloured in a paracetamol and gave it to my pal and said it was a Smartie, and he started chewing it and spat it out all over the floor. We were all pissing our pants laughing. He was like clawing at his tongue. Oh, it was so fucking funny. Mate, like some of the shit we went through and some of the shit we did was just so fucking good, man. Like school days, house party days, like those days, like if you're watching and you're of that age, please, trust me, learn from two guys that are wishing they were still there. Please,
only for the house parties, so
house parties and some hilarious school moments because there was some gems that will stand out, and you'll know when they happen. And when they happen, if you've listened to this, take the two guys that are older and kind of figuring like that. Jack's about to go traveling. I'm kind of fucked off because of coronavirus, but then about to go back into my working life. So, two guys that are pretty much like on that transition period from like settling down forever. Take it for them. Enjoy
two
that
complete
shit.
opposites because Stu's talking about settling. Stu's more of a settling down person.
Well, I just want to get a career that I can be happy with. Like I can't be arsed not like making money. Like I see if I was doing what you did, bro, I probably can. Like I probably sound, but like I've got nothing right now because of what happened. Like Volvo to me at the time was me. I'm like I'll just work my way up. Like I'll become a salesman. Blah 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 blah. Do that shit. But then that all got ripped away from me. As much as I didn't not like the job, but it was the people. The people were assholes.
I don't remember that first day.
Oh, mate, the people were dickheads. The job itself was great, mate. I met some great customers, some great people that I would have great conversations with. But the people that I worked with, like there was about maybe 3 or 4 that were just not right and not good people. But like to me, that was me. Like I got my foot in the door. Like here we go. Fucking career time, like I can start putting money aside, start thinking about maybe getting a flat, then maybe working myself up to a house, all that shit. Like that's the kind of headspace I'm in at the moment. Obviously, I'm kind of all over the joint right now with coronavirus. I'm kind of like try to find my way again, try to find something that will pay me a decent wage and be able to get me back out there. Because obviously I know the government's doing this new mortgage scheme that's coming in, which I'm looking forward to. I'm probably they're basically low. You know how every property that you buy, you have to give a 10% mortgage on. So if it's like a fucking 100k, you need to put 10k down.
Yeah.
They're reducing it to you can give a 5% deposit. So you put $5,000 down, mate. You're fucking.
Do you have to pay anything back though?
No, that's just 5. It's so people can start buying property because the lenders have been taking the piss during the coronavirus. Like it's fucking ridiculous. So like they're lowering it down to 5%. So if you're buying $100,000 property, you put $5,000 down. So if you're going in with someone, that's 2.5k each. That's not much, man.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
And the mortgage ain't going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I ain't looking about. But
yeah, you're about going about the world and experiencing things. That's where your head's at. Like you're single. Like I said at the start, your only priorities are your fucking yourself, your dog, and your mum. Like that's it. As long as those 3 people are taken care of, you don't give a shit. Like if that's all you need to make sure you're on top of, then you're calm. Like I would be the same. Like if I was a single person, all I'd be caring about was my mum, my sister, in the house, like, and my dad. Obviously I know my dad's sound, but like that's just kind of how it is if you're single. Like I'm sure if Louise was single, all she would care about would be herself, her dog, and her mum. Like, and that's it.
It's good being single.
I mean, for me, I don't.
No, you can't. Yeah,
I don't want to be single. I've been in a relationship for a very, very long time, and I really do hope it's the kind of end game for me. But fuck knows what's gonna happen. Fingers crossed. But like, I love her a bit. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, you've got this idea of going traveling and experiencing the world. I would love to do that myself, but I'm just not in that position.
Shagging.
Go traveling, go shagging, you dirty dog. So where's the first place you're going to go? Is it Australia? Straight to Australia?
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know I'm going to do a straight flight over to Aussie. The idea is just to get to Australia, land in Cairns. I want to land in Cairns because it's where the farms are, mainly. Yeah. Top of Australia.
When are you going to transition to North America? That's when I want to come see. Obviously, I'll come see. I don't know
because it all depends on what money's like.
Because for like my like you know how people do like special birthdays and that, like 21.
Yeah.
See, for my 30th, bro, I want to do a road trip of America. I
don't know how I'm gonna get over there without not working.
Oh well, you're gonna be working on the farm.
No, yeah, but that's going to get me to live in Australia for 2 years, and I've got to do the same in New Zealand.
Well, you wait tables, mate. Wait tables, bartend. My pal,
yeah,
Callum,
but you can't work in America.
Yeah, you can. What are you talking about? Is it changed?
You can't. Yeah, it's changed. You can't. I've had a look. You can't do working visas in America. I don't think.
Well, I'll get changed back. Joe Biden will fix that.
The idea, the girl who's traveling now, who I used to run with, she's
the one that's in Canada at the moment.
Yeah, so she's in Canada. So she is working in a ski resort in Canada and looking at getting enough money and then going down to America in a camper van and then doing a road trip in a camper van around America and then coming back up to Canada. That's her idea. It's a good idea.
That's not bad.
I don't know if I want to do Canada because I'm looking at more like Asia, like Japan, Korea.
You want to go
Japan, Korea, yeah.
I think I would like. I don't know about. I think I would like to see Tokyo.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing is, like Australia got a similar sort of life to us, you know, bit different, but not massively. Same with New Zealand, and America's similar to us. Like Japan is a completely different culture.
Yeah,
same with Korea.
Have you ever seen the Kevin Hart skit where he talks about he goes to Japan?
No.
He's your perfect example of like typical American dude going to somewhere that is just not for him.
No, yeah, but I want to go. Even if I don't like it, like it's just I want to go North Korea. Like I was thinking to myself,
Jack.
So like there's a documentary on YouTube of these two girls who run a marathon in North Korea, right? And I'm into my running,
of course,
when I'm not injured, and I've always wanted to run a marathon. Now, if I'm going to do one marathon in my life, why not do it in North Korea?
Yeah.
Go in there, run it, and get the fuck out.
But then, how do you even get into a country like that?
You just fly in. You can fly in.
There's no way, bro. The way they are, like, there's no way you just fly in and cross customs.
You fly in, but you're not allowed to go past certain areas.
I don't know. It's a fucking weird place.
I know, but it's just something that I'd want to do. Even if I didn't go in and I just went to the border and you can see the two guys looking at each other and like they ain't fucking moving. They're just like
guys.
So you've never seen it? So
I've never looked into it. No,
have you never looked at North Korea? So like,
I mean, I've watched the James Franco and Seth Rogen film.
Have you not seen Donald? I don't like Donald Trump.
I've seen the video of them shaking hands.
Have you seen where he walks over that part of land into North Korea?
Nah, I need to watch it again.
Right. So basically, it's a bit of sand, and then it's not South Korea, North Korea with two like tents sort of thing, like cabinet things.
Yeah.
And you have one guard from South Korea on one side looking into North Korea, and then you have one guard from North Korea looking to South Korea, and they don't fucking move. They just look at each other. And that's what it is. And you can get to it and you can take pictures of it and shit like that.
Fuck, fair enough.
It's cool, but no, yeah, definitely Australia to start off with.
Yeah.
My brother wants to go early next year.
I think the end of the mid 2022, end of 2022, like life will start to figure itself out again. So that's probably right.
I'll have my money what I want to go with in October. So after October, it'll just be.
I don't think you're going anywhere this year.
No, I'm probably not.
Just because of the world.
October, I'll have 10 grand.
Yeah.
Right. So then after that, I need flight money. Because forgot about that. Forgot about that big important part of getting over to Australia.
That you need to get there too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is going to cost me. Let's say that cost me $1,400.
Yeah.
And then I've got to get visas sorted. I'm getting that sorted now.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta do the fucking boring shit early. That way you're prepared when it comes to.
And then when you land there, you've got to get your tax file sorted. You got to get your bank account open. You got to get everything fucking sorted. So it's definitely Australia just because of work.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You're right. And then you can make more money and then kind of branch out. No, I rate that. But
Definitely.
But it's been an hour and 25 minutes, Jack.
I knew it'd go over. We was like, we're just gonna do an hour.
It's been an hour and 25 minutes. But do you know what? I think for the first episode, we've kind of killed it because we've hardly talked over each other, and we've just been smooth in transition to different things, and we've covered some funny shit. I think it's been a good first taste of the vault with Jack and Stu.
I think we'll start writing down
yeah, for sure, for like future episodes. Today was just a kind of feeling out process, like how are we gonna maybe go, like let's see how me and you can fucking vibe off each other and just like go topic to topic, which we know we can do now. So now if we have like proper topics we can follow, then we're sound. But yeah, I think that was a really good first entry.
It was indeed.
Awesome. Right,
do you want to know when it's going to be live, like every week?
When are we doing it then?
I said Friday
nights. What time?
Friday nights, 6 o'clock.
6 p.m. on a Friday UK time. So you guys can do your little time change things on your iPhones or your Android phones, whatever you.
If we do it on Monday, we have a little bit of WandaVision to talk about.
Yeah, I like it.
We've got a bit of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Well, we haven't even touched on any of that shit. So that's next week. Tonight was just let's get to know Jack and Stu and what they're a bit about. And I think we've kind of hit that in the nail on the head. To be honest, it was good fun. Would you agree?
It was indeed.
And also, these stairs, if anyone's fucking wondering, that's where I sleep, up there. And obviously, with Jack's camera, he's in his bed. So there you go.
Yeah.
We've got one guy in a bed and one guy living downstairs and his bed's upstairs. But yeah, honestly, guys, if you have listened and you have made it this way through, absolute champions. We really do appreciate it. We're gonna upload this shit to YouTube just to start off with. We'll figure out the whole audio platforms later in time, but we're going to stick to YouTube at the moment and just get a few episodes out, get the rhythm going, feel each other out, and we'll just keep making these episodes every week and talk about some new shit, and it's going to be good fun. I enjoyed it. It was good just chatting away. It's like what we do every night, but obviously a bit more intimate because we're just talking to each other rather than other people on the call.
Yeah.
But it was nice. I really enjoyed it, and I can tell it's the start of something. Definitely.
It's the start of
something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Oh. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to The Vault, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Appreciate you guys listening.